Drinking alcohol affects so many different parts of the brain in several different ways. This is going to be a small visual walkthrough of the brain under the usage of alcohol. Firstly, drinking or even anticipating drinking increases dopamine levels in the brain. The dopamine circuit affects a person's incentive motivation. The dopamine is mainly released from the mesolimbic system. More specifically, the ventral tegmental area, or VTA. Cell arms in the VTA stretch into other brain regions, and when dopamine is released into different brain regions, it interacts with other neurons. Cell arms in the VTA stretch to the nucleus accumbens, which is the brain's reward area. This creates stimulus and is the main drive of addiction. Dopamine is also released through the VTA arms into the prefrontal cortex as well. Disruptions in the prefrontal cortex cause disrupted decision-making and lower impulse control. A process called long-term potentiation happens in a person's hippocampus. Because short-term alcohol exposure inhibits glutamate receptors and stimulates GABA receptors, both of these neurotransmitters are needed for LTP, which is necessary for memory formation. Therefore, memory loss is common with alcohol usage. Alcohol's effects on the cerebellum cause the well-known effects on a person's balance. Alcohol also affects the amygdala and can temporarily reduce feelings of anxiety or fear, but also worsens emotional regulation with prolonged usage of alcohol, as the brain's attempt to restore equilibrium backfires. Alcohol's effects on the hypothalamus and pituitary gland create effects on hormone regulation. These can increase urination and also interfere with hunger and sexual function. Effects to the brain's glutamatergic systems affect different parts of the brain as well. This creates drug-seeking behavior because the way that glutamate is released into the striatum is changed. Glycine is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. It occurs in the spinal cord and the brainstem. Alcohol increases the function of glycine. This causes many of the behavioral effects of alcohol. Finally, alcohol also inhibits the NMDA receptors of many amino acids. By inhibiting the receptors they act through, this disrupts protein synthesis all over the body. This can lead to eventual muscle damage and even liver damage. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you understand the different parts of the brain and body that are affected by alcohol usage, whether short-term or prolonged.